It's just different.
Hello and welcome back to B.A.R Fitness Podcast. And I'm your host, Dwayne. And this is B.A.R Fitness Podcast, a podcast that documents my fitness journey as well as bring you awesome guests. Because my fitness journey pretty much consists of the E2M program. And so most of all of my interviews are E2M folks, whether they're clients or staff members or coaches. And so today I have the distinct pleasure of bringing on one of the pieces of E2M that makes it like truly unique. Is we have on a chef, a real chef, my brother Andreas. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, man, we're gonna jump right in and I want you to talk about, because not only you're a chef, I'm gonna let you talk about you actually participated in the program. So let's talk about your fitness journey, man. Like, kind of like your background up until finding out about E2M.
Okay, so background, culinary wise, or just like fitness wise?
Both. Let's do it. It's a
All
podcast.
Right, cool. No worries. So I've been cooking now since 2010 professionally. Out in the industry. I went to Johnson & Wales, and everybody talks about the freshman 15, or you go to a culinary school, it's almost like the freshman 30. You get to test out your food and stuff like that.
Right.
At one point in my fitness journey, I was a little bit heavy set. I was not in shape and learning different things. I was eating butter. I was working, high stressful job, doing different things. And so that kind of played a role. But a little bit about my culinary journey. I did an internship in New York. Then I also worked in Alaska for a little bit. I worked in Hilton Head, South Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, Pittsburgh, Charlotte, and now I reside in Raleigh, Durham. So I traveled a lot and worked in a lot of different places. But I started E2M actually back in like 2018. So when it kind of first started, with Jeff and with E2M, and started working on that aspect. I didn't start cooking for them until December of 2020 when I had my first cooking class. It was off my cell phone, and it was very interesting. And then fitness journey has just been trying to be active, trying to stay active, and kind of watching what you eat. And healthy food doesn't have to be boring. It could be fun and flavorful. And that I go on every week and do kind of a fun recipe, some, strictly to the program, some a little bit of creativity to it. And then I've been doing some private dinners for Jeff and working with Jenny, and that's how we kind of do it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So were you just a straight up client that found E2M? Like how did that happen? Or was there a relationship kind of thing? What was that?
So, it was a relationship type thing. I found out my wife is Jeff's cousin.
Oh, okay.
And so, I married into the family. And I started back in 2018. So it was like, hey, here's a good fitness program to get you started. And I was actually running at the time. So I used to run like half marathons, 10Ks, 5Ks. When I first started with the program, I kind of switched jobs a little bit. I had more on my roles, so I kind of stopped working out. And then I got back into it at the end of 2020, trying to get back to that fitness that I was at the point and get back to running half marathons.
Nice.
That's how I got started with the group.
Yeah, no, that's super cool, man. And so, when you got into the group, did you, have I guess, was there a period between when you was just a client or became a chef, or what was that time period between being a client and actually being a part of the team?
So it was almost 2 years I was a client, because like I said, I started almost at the very beginning of it before we had all the different trainers and stuff like that, and then what it's grown into today. And I was a client for about 2 years and doing the program and working out and stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
it was a 2 year of the client, and then I kind of transitioned and started doing some meal
Okay.
preps
So
and stuff.
would you say that your time as a client kind of helped you kind of understand the program and the vision that Jeff had when it comes to what you bring to the table as a chef?
It did. It really did. Trials and tribulations. I can actually speak about the first week, second week.
Mm-hmm.
How did I fall short? Because it's not about if you fall short every once in a while, it's that you got to get yourself back up and keep moving. So it's like I take a little tidbits with them. I work around food all day. You think that, you make the healthiest choice, but sometimes you don't always. You want to go for convenient and comfort when you're stressed. So, it helped me out a lot with tailoring my meals and trying to figure out what's easy for the client, and also some creativity because sometimes, people can't eat the same thing every day. And so they have to have that variety. So it kind of, helped me, and it
Sure.
drives how I meal prep and what I do.
Yeah, I remember. I think it might have been my first live I watched of yours, and you were talking about your cheat meal and how you had like 5 different places. You had. I was like, I can relate to this guy because that was me. My first man, I had like cake from here, hamburger from
Yeah.
here, like. You nailed it on the head, man. I was like, that's so real. I can tell you was really in the program.
Yeah, because it gets crazy, man. My wife didn't like that Uber Eats bill. It
Yes,
was
sir.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I did the same thing, man. And look,
Oh
he
yeah.
say you save money on the program, you spend it on your cheat meal.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like, man, what did I do? What happened? You don't know. It's like you get to it and like,
Yep,
man, I need to pace myself.
yep. No, that's so real. That's so real, man. But
Oh
so
yeah.
I love, man. Well, I have this is not serious. This is kind of funny. I remember like soon as the first time I saw you and Jeff in the same room, I was like, "Yo, bro, how tall are you?" Because you think about a chef, you don't think of somebody tall and you made Jeff look short, and I was like, yeah, this. Let me message this cat. Like, I want to. How tall are you, bro? Like that. I just a little side little.
Yeah, yeah. I tower. I'm the tallest person in the group so far.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super funny. So, man, for a lot of people that don't know about E2M,
Mhm.
and don't know what we do, and you talk about, being able to spice it up and give different, talk about, even though we have a show, talk about the simplicity of, your meals and preparing and all of that. How do you take all this grand knowledge, because we all think we're chefs, but you are
Yeah,
an
yeah.
actual chef, so how do you take all that grand knowledge and then just break it down to something that's simple that people can do on a daily?
You know what? A lot of the meals that I do is on the lives is what I eat on a day-to-day basis. You
Mm,
know what I mean? So I try to
mm-hmm,
take what I would like and what's convenient.
mm.
Even though I'm a chef, I hate to say I don't like to spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen when I'm out off of work. I really
Right.
don't.
I
So I
bet.
try to I try to keep it simple. So a lot of the meals that I do is what I normally eat. And I try to be creative with it because sometimes, people say, okay, I just have steamed broccoli, this and that. But there's different ways. You can roast
Mm-hmm,
it. It's going to bring out some of those natural sugars. Or you can take cauliflower and kind of make like a rice because, my cheat meal, I might have like a Southwest bowl. How
mm-hmm.
can I make that and make it healthy? So, and also some of my cheat meals, it gives me inspiration how to do a healthy version of it.
I like
But
that.
I have a go-to meal. I keep frozen vegetables in there. I keep my protein. I season it, do one big bowl, and I rock with that. So, I don't sit here and do all those elaborate meals, but I try to make them fun, give you some excitement, and then also try to make it simple too, so that everybody's staying in the kitchen for hours on end.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, man, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that that's your approach, because people need that. Me, I'm a simple guy. Like I literally can eat the same thing every day. Like that's fine. My wife is different, so
Yeah.
we have to figure that out, man. And having you guys, you and Jen, really helps, as far as just giving ideas, because I actually the struggle I had, when I first came in was asparagus. Like I was just like, I don't know what to do with these things, and y'all show like, the steam. I mean, y'all just went through the whole process, man. So
Yeah.
I just want to publicly just thank you, man, for doing that, and then just being, being available for us, and super awesome. So another thing that a lot of people don't know is, E2M, it is a lifestyle. It's not just 8 weeks, and right. A lot of times we're catering to, or you guys are catering to, I know Jess says it all the time, for the people that have been in here a while.
Yeah.
And you talk about spicing it up. What just, I mean, not to just throw out, these secrets or anything, but what's something that you trying to, in your mind, you're thinking about when you're thinking about those OGs or super OGs when you're preparing meals? What are some of the meals or ideas you're thinking about?
So when I'm thinking about them, I try to be a little bit more creative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can have peppers, right? Mm-hmm. But then you can roast the peppers. You can add some jalapenos, some different things to it, and make a sauce out of it and season it. So that's some of the stuff that you can do, is just be creative and some of that stuff. So everybody loves my red pepper sauce with the mushrooms and zoodles, like a play on spaghetti and meatballs. Now I know when I did it, Jeff was like, "Yeah, it's pretty advanced," but it's like it gets some of the OGs involved and be like, okay, here's some new stuff. So it's just taking those recipes and seeing what you can do and being creative with it,
right? And
putting a little bit of twist onto that, like scallops. I did scallops encrusted with pistachios and lemon zest, and going a little bit above and beyond with it, and making like, okay, well, this meal might not do well when you do a mass prep, but a nice little date night meal that you want to do, stay on task. Here you go. There you go. You got a plan. So just being creative and just taking it past that level. You can take the spinach, saute the spinach, put in a blender, add a little bit of almond milk to it, and you can make a sauce out of it, or do something with it.
Yes.
And that's your healthy fat. So it's being creative with it, and keeping the OGs involved, and be like, okay, man, here we go. Here's another recipe with asparagus and spinach and a protein. Like, what can you do? I look at that and I'm like, man, I think like bubble gum, shrimp gumbo, shrimp scampi.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, man, that's how I feel on asparagus week. I'm like, how many ways can you do asparagus? I'm starting to run out of ways to do asparagus. But just taking that time and bouncing ideas off of Jenny and trying to make it work. So that's what we do.
I love it, man. I love it. I just, it's amazing just to watch you guys, like you said, come up with different ideas for foods that's simple, and he made it that way for a reason. The program is built so people can do it and not stress out and not spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen. But it's great to have you guys to show us some tips and tricks, just in case we want to snazz it up a little bit. And I have to shout you out about the zesting thing. Like that was like, I'm no idea about anything in the kitchen or food or nothing. So when y'all was hitting the zest joint, I was like, oh, okay, like that's a thing. Like you can do that. And I started trying it out, man. I'm digging it. I have to give you a little shout out for that one.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that lemon, you tie the chicken be tough, be dry. Put a little lemon juice. That acid breaks down the cell structure and the muscles of the chicken, and it marinates it and tenderizes it too. So it's a lot of different things that you can do with some of these ingredients. So when sometimes people say, well, I'm bored, this doesn't give me the variety, like just be creative. That's all it is. It's just being creative. And thinking outside the box.
But if you're a new G, be simple.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
If you're a new G, stay simple. Don't tune in yet. Awesome, bro. Well, listen, it's definitely a pleasure having you, man. I appreciate you taking time out of your work schedule to come on my show. I love to end the show the same way, man. Just give you an opportunity to speak to someone that may be listening that's thinking about joining E2M. What would be your words of encouragement, or what would you say to them to help them get them over the hump?
I would say have a vision, have a plan of where you want to be. The journey will be a challenge, because when anybody comes in and they're not used to that type of food program, it's going to be rough. So I would say have a vision, have a journey, have a buddy and a partner, accountability partner, It definitely works. Build a team. If you're feel like you're falling short, reach out to the coaches. Utilize the assets that they offer with the mental toughness with Reese. A big part for me was food. I'm around food all day, and being strong and looking at that. So I would say utilize the tools and the people that you have in the group, build a team, build a village, and have that support, because it makes it a whole lot better to get through the program.
Yes, sir. Good deal, man. Well, listen, thank you again to the Bar Fitness Podcast, folks. Thank you guys for listening to the Bar Fitness Podcast. Remember, 1 Timothy 4:8, fitness is good, but we also have to worry about that eternal body. Y'all have a great day. Peace out.
It's just different.